Hi guys, and welcome back to Rajen Online. Things have changed again this week. We now find ourselves on lockdown, and I hope that you're all staying safe. I hope you're coping okay with this new way of life. I don't know whether you've been doing the pee in the mornings with Joe or clocking up some hours of working through your homework online, but I wonder what you're missing the most. Some of you might have been horrified with me as you realised that you might not have a McDonald's breakfast, chicken nuggets, or Subway, or your other favourite meal as the restaurants were shut on Monday. And obviously, there's far worse news than that hitting our headlines every day. I'm sure we're all looking forward to good news. So pause the video maybe and have a chat to those in your household. What is the good news that you're looking forward to the most? My guess is that right now, the good news that we're looking forward to hearing the most is that this coronavirus situation is over and that we can go back to going out when we feel like it, to visit family and to meet up with friends in a way that we're not able to right now. Because situations like the world is facing right now can make us think about, recognize, and appreciate those things that maybe we've taken for granted. But while we wait for that good news, I want us to stop this evening and take a few moments. We've talked about Jesus, the great shepherd, just a few weeks ago. Last week we talked about Jesus, the great servant. Tonight we're going to talk about Jesus, the great messenger, because he came with an amazing message of good news. In Luke 4:18, Jesus said, "The Spirit of the Lord is on me because he's anointed me to proclaim good news." In other words, he was saying, God has sent me to proclaim good news. Later in that chapter, in verse 43, he says, I must proclaim the good news. And it would seem that Jesus and his good news so impacted the people around him that his disciples, his followers, had to write down their story. Mark begins his gospel saying the beginning of the good news of Jesus Christ. Peter in John chapter 6 verse 68 says, you have the words of eternal life. In John 7 and verse 46, some temple guards who early in the chapter had been sent to arrest Jesus came back without arresting him, saying no one ever spoke like this man. And the good news that Jesus spoke then, as recorded in the Bible, is good news for us today. In John 16 verse 33, Jesus said, in this world you will have trouble. And you might say, that doesn't sound like too good news. But he continues by saying, but take heart, I have overcome the world. In Matthew 28:20, Jesus promises to be with us always to the very end of the age. Everyone he met, everyone he spoke to, had their lives changed by him. And as we read his story, his words come alive and speak into our lives. The greatest good news is ultimately found in Jesus, his love for us, that he laid down his life to save us out of the mess that we get ourselves into and lead us into the life that he has for us. And this good news is made complete by his rising from the dead as we celebrate at Easter, which is just a few weeks away, and we'll be talking about that more in the weeks to come. So here's the challenge for this week. This year we're going to be celebrating Easter in a very different way. We're probably not going to be able to meet up physically. And so I want to set you the challenge of outlining the good news of Easter in a sentence, a poem, or some creative way that maybe we can share online as part of our Easter celebrations. And just in case you get carried away, it's got more to do with Jesus than chocolate. Okay? So all the best with that. I look forward to seeing your masterpieces. And in the meantime, stay safe, care for those around you, and make the most of this challenging situation and keep praying. God bless and speak soon.